On this episode of Stripped, we're taking a walk through retro history. They were the unmistakable fashion for your feet in the late 60s and 70s. And if you didn't own your own pair, you could probably find them in someone else's closet.
The only thing I remember is stealing my sister's pair.
The impact Dr. Scholl's sandals made on the fashion scene could be heard for miles.
My mom used to scream upstairs when we were walking around with them because they were so loud.
Now these simple shoes, known for their buckle, strap, toe grip, and wood bottoms, are making a comeback. The sandal that was to take the fashion world by storm had very humble but soulful beginnings. Dr. Scholl's were originally called the exercise sandal and sold in boxes at your local pharmacy.
Originally, it was marketed as a product that was good for you. It helped your health, it helped your feet, it let your posture improve.
The whole Scholl story is documented at the Feet First Museum at Finch University in Chicago. Born in 1882 and the grandson of a shoemaker, William Scholl worked as a shoe clerk and saw the need for shoes that not only fit, but also alleviated pain. Around the turn of the century, young William would go to medical school and become Dr. Scholl. He never intended to practice medicine. His focus was on making strides in foot care. His first product was a spring-loaded arch support called the Foot Easer.
The footies became very successful. And with this success, he borrowed some money from his father, and he got his brother to come into the business with him. And his brother, Frank, was an excellent marketing man.
The Scholl Footwear Company was born, and later when Dr. Scholl saw a European sandal, he got the idea for his shoes.
The idea was that the toes would bend around that ridge as they were walking, and that would cause the muscles on the bottom of the foot and in the calf to flex and exercise.
But the shoe didn't fit, and sales were slow. It wasn't until 1958 when Dr. Scholl's nephew made some changes that the current design evolved.
They took the sandal that had been a soft wood and made it out of a hardwood. They used the beeswax as a finish. They padded the strap, and then they made a cup for the heel to rest in.
But even with these improvements, the sandal almost didn't get off the ground.
The marketing people had been telling them that they should drop the product, saying that it was ugly, it was awkward, it was heavy.
Jumping on the miniskirt fashion trend, Dr. Scholl's nephew began to stage fashion shows, pairing high fashion with the simple sandal. The exercise comfort shoe was suddenly transformed into a fashion first.
The heyday for the sale of the sandals would have been the early 70s. At that time, they were selling in excess of 4 million pair a year.
But they all begin the same as planks of beechwood from the Italian countryside. Inside the factory, the wood is first cut into squares, giving the length of the sandal. A circular saw slices the correct width. Another saw cuts the rubber that gives the shoe its traction. The sandal becomes more shapely as it gets its famous curvy outsole. Next, the rubber meets the sole as the two get covered in glue and stuck together. Then it's off on a carousel ride to get sized. The sharp edges are smooth. Then the sandals proudly reveal their coveted stamp. The strap is set, and after a few hits of the hammer, it's time to hit the road. These sandals are boxed up and ready to ship. Today, there are about 6 styles that have spun off from the original. A high-heeled version, a wedge, even one with a flexible sole. But it's the original that outsells the rest.
It hasn't changed at all. We've kept the classic exactly the way it was made years and years ago.
It's stepping out in bright colors and retro chic designs. The hot new looks are showing up on some famous feet. Actresses Monica Potter and Kirsten Dunst are fans. They've even made their small screen debut.
The fashion god smiled upon us, and Sarah Jessica Parker wore the exercise sandals twice on Sex and the City. And really, if you get your shoes on Sex and the City, the public will follow.
And they have, snatching up these $30 sandals like crazy. Those who sported them in the 70s are now wearing and sharing the sandals with shoe lovers who weren't even born the first time around.
I've already bought a pair for my daughter. I don't know why you wouldn't wear them. Plus, Dr. Scholl, he's the foot man. You do what he says.
Just ahead on